Is your wedding budget starting to look like your phone number? You know, all those numbers, there's 9 of them, and you're just thinking, where am I going to go to? You're not alone. Let's talk about where the money is secretly being drained off to and how to stop it today. By the end of this video, you will have 5 easy steps for you to know exactly where you're overspending as a couple and how to redirect that money to where it needs to be. Now let's get started. I will be looking down at my notes because I do not want to get off track, so let's make sure I stay there. Point 1, I call this the Pinterest Act. What it is it is the secret place where you fall in love with something and you decide, oh, I must have it. That will make my wedding perfect. It will make it exactly what I want it to be. Yet, those 40 tiny vases that you could have used something else, you could have gone to the op shop, you could have gone to raided people's cupboards, you could have done something else, which through this wedding series, I'm going to show you how to find what you need. They can add up quite quickly. If you think about it, you've got a table decoration that you're doing. And on each table decoration, you have 5 bud vases. And bud vases are the little tiny ones, just in case you don't know what I mean. So when we do that, we add them up. Yes, they're only $30 for 30, $1 each. That's really good. But I have 15 tables. If I've got 5 per table, that's only six lots of bud vases I've got to spread around. And hang on a minute, it's not $30, it's suddenly $120. Can you see how your brain has to think before you press the let's buy button? So, what I always say here, it's about saving money, reducing the stress and focusing on what matters to make your wedding perfect for you. A lot of people won't even notice. Your guests are not going to notice that tiny little bud vases that you have on the table, the 15 candles you have on the table when you could have cut that back to, say, 5 candles on the table. You have this vision, you see it. Remember, a lot of things that are on Pinterest are styled shoots. So I want to show you now exactly, just put a pitchfork in the sand, as I always say to my clients, and remember that, do you really need them? Will people notice them? Are they necessary? That is what the questions you ask before you purchase everything. So remember, Pinterest is a lot of styled shoots, and you don't always need everything that they're talking about. Now, point number 2 is the hidden costs. The hidden costs that are associated with vendors. Did you know that you can end up with, I've written them down here. There are examples of hidden costs at a venue. Overtime, because you've decided, I don't want to finish at 11, I want to finish at midnight. Well, if you do that, the hidden costs there are extra security staff, extra normal waiters, extra after time hours. They can quite add up. If you are choosing to do this, because everything is about what you choose, then make sure it's what you really want. You could easily head back to somebody's place and start a party back there. Or if that's not the case, for an intimate party, by the way, don't invite all your guests. If you've got 300 people and they all go on to somebody's property at the last minute, your neighbours are not going to be happy with you. So think about those things. So focus on 3 things that really matter to you. Is it the flowers? Because you've got this vision of white flowers everywhere, or a ceiling decoration or whatever, and you don't want bridesmaids. That's okay. This is where you get to choose. So think about the extra things. Oh, the other thing that a lot of caterers or venues charge for is the cutting of the cake. Did you know that there can be up to $4 a person if you for cutting the cake? Ask. The thing I want you to do is ask, what are the things that are not included in my package? Please itemize them so that I can make a decision before 3 days before the wedding when you give me an extra bill for $5,000, $3,000, $1,000, because we want to make sure we are always looking after the budget. Now, number 3 is, this is what I'm passionate about. DIY. I love DIY. I'm a master textile artist. There is a thing called DIY overload. And what I mean by that is you decide you can take the whole world on. You can do the 40 table decorations. You can do the entrance flowers. You can do the hanging of the curtains on the ceiling. By the way, you will not get away with that in most venues because there are laws that you have to follow about safety of the people that do it. So think about those things. Think about, do you really want to be the week before the wedding still sitting there? Then I had one bride, Angela, she rang me up and said the day before the wedding, I can't do this. I wish somebody saved me. It was midnight the day before the wedding. She wanted to DIY everything. And I tried my hardest to convince her not to. It was her choice, so I allowed her to. 7 o'clock the next morning, I was the wedding coordinator for the day. 7 o'clock the next morning, while she's getting her makeup done and her hair done, I took what she did and I created something, reduced this design because I had a limited time span and I still needed to get ready so that I looked the right way as a wedding coordinator. So I said to her, yes, we are cutting back. Nobody will notice. So I took her designs, we spread them through the area on what she had finished, and on the rest of the area, I put in smaller designs that made it look, and everybody thought it was, wow, Angela, you've done such an amazing job. I got 3 extra jobs out of that job because I was there for her. So be careful of what you do when you DIY. The other thing I want you to be careful of is the costs. I'm a master textile artist. I have been collecting things since I've been 7. And yes, I'm old. So if you think about it, I have a lot of equipment, a lot of paints. I've got gold paint in there that it's approximately $25 a tube. I've had that tube for 15 years. You think about it. If you don't have it in your stock, you've got to pay for it. So DIY is not always cheaper. This is where I want you to put down below, help me with my DIY, and I will show you, because I do run courses in my DIY, out on where to give it to the professional and where to do it yourself. I want you to concentrate on 1, 2, or 3 different things you can do so that you're not overwhelmed. The flowers for the bridal table. Everybody's going to see those. So you can join one of my classes and I'll show you how to do it. Anyway, number 4 on my list, let me turn my piece of paper over. Number 4 on the list is a big no-no. Last minute purchases or middle of the night purchases. They can add up really, really, really quickly. I've got a story about Georgie. Georgie, I was working with her for the whole wedding, and as I worked with her, I said, I want you to promise, anytime we have made a checklist of all the things that you want in your wedding, and what we're going to do with this checklist is anything that is additional, you are going to say, will it be noticed? Do I really need it? send an email to Beryl. And I never say no, because this is your wedding. This is what you want for your wedding. What I do say is, if we spend an extra $100 here, $400 here, will anybody notice it? Will anybody notice that you don't have bows on all your chairs? You may have chair covers, and you could easily just have the chair covers. Or you can have no chair covers. Do you really need it? So that's the things I want you to always think about. So this checklist is this is what we must have at the wedding. Georgie actually saved, and I've written this down, $2,546 by keeping to this checklist that she had. What they did with that $246 is there was this ideal restaurant they wanted to go to. It was a very expensive three Michelin star restaurant that they really wanted to go to on their honeymoon, yet they knew for a fact the wedding was costing them more than they had. She rang me up 4 weeks after the wedding, and she said, when I did my budget, when I did the final spreadsheet on what exactly this $2,546, we got to go to Paris and go to the restaurant. She was so excited because she was using the money where she wanted to. She didn't think she was going. This was a bonus that she was unexpected to her. Now, point number 5 is spending on what doesn't matter to you. Mum comes in. I'm Mum. Hey, we'll use Georgie as an example. Hey, Georgie, I saw these lovely crystal chandeliers that would look amazing in the venue. They would upscale your barnyard wedding. They're only going to cost you $3,500. I think you should get them. I insist that you get them because I want the barnyard to look sophisticated. That's not your choice. That's not your vision. So that is an extreme example, by the way. And I've actually had that happen. And by the way, chandeliers don't cost an extra $3,500. One chandelier costs $3,500 each. So if you have 5 or 6 of them, it can start adding up. So can you see how making sure that you're keeping true to your vision, what you and your partner want, because this is your wedding. This is where I'm on your side. I will always be on your side when I'm your wedding planner and when I'm your wedding coordinator. I'm quite happy to say, sorry, Mum, out of the budget. And these sorts of things sometimes can be a little bit hard to stand up to family and friends. These are the things this is my job, okay? So I just wanted to, so we'll go through those points quite quickly. They were the Pinterest trap, the hidden costs. Number 3 was DIY overload. Just choose 3 of them. Don't choose the whole lot unless you've got 2 or 3 years to plan it. Last minute panic purchases. Do you really need it? Nobody's going to notice it. And spending on what doesn't matter to you and your partner. So I just wanted to say thank you for joining me. In the next video, there will be some DIYing because I always like sharing my DIYing, but DIYing that only takes 10 minutes. Put in the chat if you would like to know more. And what is the point that resonates with you the best? Love to you all. See you in the next video. Bye.